All right, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the New York session. I hope you're doing well. Today is Thursday, the 19th of February 2026, and we are here to look at the market as usual. All right, so yesterday I was anticipating the dollar index to go down from here to 96.69, and that didn't happen. I was anticipating the fair value gap to hold with the rejection that happened over here, but price did not do that, and we happen to have gone beyond that. And on the weekly chart we can see we have two conflicting signals this week. So last week we had a close below the up candle, which signified that probability is to the downside. However, we can see that is not the case, and we are getting price rejecting and going up. Now, that does not end the direction, as in not until the week closes above the previous week high that we can confirm that price is gonna basically go up. So as it stands, I still think maybe they wanna come back above the up candles high, and then we'll see what will happen. Okay, so I'm not ruling out the potential that price can go down, but I am actually waiting for more information, or quote unquote waiting for more data. So that means for today and tomorrow, depending on how we close today and then how we're gonna close for the week, that will determine how price is gonna behave going into the market for the week. So currently I would say I'm gonna be waiting to see how price will behave above this high, or I'll see how the week is going to close, and then I'll make a decision from there. So the euro and the pound are going to be quote unquote placed on the sidelines. I'm gonna be waiting for more information because I don't want to go against the order flow on the weekly. As you can see over here on the British pound, the order flow is still bullish on the weekly. If you look at the euro, the order flow is still bullish. So whatever is happening now is basically a pullback, and since we started the week and price went up throughout, so if you look at the daily, you can see Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's been going up. We've not had any movement to the downside, hence probability that the high of the week might form is really high above these highs over here. Yesterday I was actually looking out for the previous week high to form the high of the week. This morning it got there, rejected, but the rejection was not strong enough. So with what is currently happening, we might get maybe a rejection from here. So let's sit tight and wait and see what price is gonna do on the on the dollar index, which will affect the euro and the pound. Okay, so protocol is sit and wait on the euro and the pound. Moving on to the euro pound, I think yesterday I gave you that price was gonna come back up here from that level, and that has been the case since morning. I'm still expecting them to, like I said, go up. So today probably no trade idea on it, because we can see that the London session went up, took out the previous day's high, and is currently rejecting. So I don't have any, I would say, any entry for a trade on that. If you took this yesterday, then you're more than welcome to, I think, if you've taken your profit, just be on the sidelines for now, and then let's see what will happen. Regarding gold, the daily couldn't close bullish as I was expecting it to be. Yesterday I was expecting them to close bullish. That didn't happen. So again, I don't have anything on the gold market for a trade today, because I don't have enough data to prove that we will go up or down. Okay, as it stands right now, there's not enough evidence to show whether we go up or down. So I'm not gonna tell you to risk something on gold right now. Okay, so protocol, sit on your hands and wait, because we could not close bullish above previous day's high. Crude oil, that's the only one that I think, if you want, you can actually look into it for a buy with the London session gap. If we pull down into it, the drawn liquidity, as I mentioned, is the 66.42, which is this high here, and then that fair value gap up there. So crude oil is kind of the only pair that is giving a trade idea for the day. So look into the fair value gap over here for a potential setup to continue going higher. And the drawn liquidity, as I mentioned, is this high over there, 66.47, and then the fair value gap, the volume imbalance, which comes in at the 66.84. That is the drawn liquidity that I'm looking for. I think yesterday during the live session, run about somewhere here, I spoke about the fact that they've gone above this fair value gap. It's likely gonna go up, and also potentially they were going to close above the previous day's high, which they did nicely at the close of the day. Okay, and then ES, I think ES is looking like it's gonna drop today. So this is also another potential setup that I'm looking at, maybe selling the London gap, or what you can do is use the 2:30 to 3 o'clock time that I've shared with you all, to look for the continuation. So between 2:30 and 3, whatever price does, if we pull back up here, we can sell short, or between 2:30 and 3, whatever range that price creates, if it breaks to the downside, you can sell it and put your stop loss above the high of that particular range, and then look for lower prices, because I think the fair value gap is currently holding. The fair value gap is currently holding and might send price lower. Okay, so that is that for the ES. Dollar yen, I'm watching, it's similar to dollar index, all right, but with a little bit of a slight difference, where with this I think we are likely gonna come back down, Maybe not today, maybe not this week, but definitely I think this is just a pullback and we will come back down. All right, so I've highlighted this area here, that's the OTE area, that we are likely gonna hit that and then come down. So watch out, because this has engineered equal low, and as long as this range here exists, we should be coming back down here. So this, as usual, to me is manipulation, and then it will come back down again. The drawn liquidity is this fair value gap here. Okay, so maybe run above a high with a break of market structure is what you'll be looking for. Okay, and Australian dollar, this one has been playing around inside that fair value gap. So again, based on the weekly, we are still bullish, looking for higher prices. Looks like maybe this week could be a reaccumulation and then a continuation, as I've mapped over here. So we have the consolidation, and then we have the accumulation here, and then we have potential accumulation with the next stage moving higher. So the daily fair value gap that we're currently seeing, this one should hold together with this down candle, should be holding. So we might stay inside this fair value gap maybe for this week, and then next week we will eventually expand up one more time. Yesterday I gave the fair value gap over here for potential setup. It did react, but not what I expected, and since then we've just stuck in that small range. So what I do suspect is they might basically keep pricing a sideways market, and then eventually maybe next week, or who knows, tomorrow. All depends on how dollar index is gonna trade above this high. Okay, so key focus right now is that high, how dollar index is gonna trade above it. Okay, so that is that for the Australian dollar. Now back to the Bitcoin market. Yesterday I gave the idea that we will still be coming down into the 57,692 area. That is still the case. I think that will still be the probability. So do not shift to buying Bitcoin yet. Stick to the downside, and then yeah, once we get clear confirmation that we're gonna go up, then we can switch. So we are sticking to 57,692 or 693,000 level. Ethereum, same thing. We'll be coming back down to attack this low. Comes in at 1,754. Solana, same thing. We'll be coming back down for 67.62 level. Before we probably reject and maybe go up. XRP, same thing. Hype, we are heading towards that area. So hype, if you want, you can go short and then trade to the breaker over here. If I had to go to the H4, we have a nice auto block formed, one here and another one here. So this one can be a protection with a stop loss above it, and then a continuation to the downside. Charge key, still nothing. I think that one is waiting for bullishness to kick in before it actually moves. And you can see we don't have much happening on it. we are stuck in some small range here. So patience on Chachki. And then finally the AI16Z. I was watching it earlier this morning, and it seems we had a small little move to the upside, a little bit significant than what we've been witnessing for the last almost a month or two. So we had a big candle happen yesterday, and then today kind of pause, but this might be just the beginning. So as I mentioned yesterday, the direction is always to the upside, and this is the best level you can buy, right? If you don't buy here, then maybe once it moves even to 0.015, it'll be a little bit too late. So if you want to buy, we are still good in terms of where we are. Okay, so let's go back to trading view. So like I said, more emphasis on the dollar index, how we trade above the high over here is key. All right, that is what will give us more information. Do we break and go above it aggressively, or do we just tap above it and then quickly reject? Whichever one happens will give us more information as to what is gonna happen going forward. So keep an eye during this New York session between 2 and 4, or between 2 and 5. We will have something happening over here, and then we can obviously take the next step from what this price will give us. Now if I was to go to the 1 hour, okay, I'm actually on the 1 hour. So if you look at price, right, this is a strong impulse leg happening on the 1 hour, and anytime you see something like that, you need to be alert. It's either buying taking place or selling taking place, and the action that follows up is what will give us the clue. So if they just go and then quickly reject, okay, especially trading through the first two fair value gaps, then you know all of this is just manipulation. They're gonna break and then go down. But if the first fair value gap respects, close above a down candle, then we buy to continue going up. Then you can sell the euro or the British pound. Okay, so that is basically the playbook for the dollar index and its counterpart, the euro and the British pound. Okay, all right, so that's pretty much it for now. I'll see you same time tomorrow, Friday, for another live session. Until then, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you same time tomorrow for another update. Take care.